Hey guys, it's CooperCodes, and it is really late. And what is it, day 17 now? Yeah, so it's actually it's really late. This is actually the next day, but the way I'm doing my days, just to make a clarification, I didn't say this earlier, but it's what I intended is as long as I don't go to sleep. But as long, and I can't pull an all-nighter. I think I'm gonna set the time at 6. 6 is when the streak ends. So this technically counts because I haven't gone to sleep and it's not 6 yet. So I'm just gonna do my hour of coding. Work on the object stuff. I'm gonna do like the player and the dealer for Blackjack. Just get some of the basic functionality down. Alright, so yeah, just getting into the code here. So I made the player that was not there yesterday. Yeah, I think if I'm going to rate myself, this is probably my least productive session. And I think it makes sense because it's 2:30 in the morning. So, yeah, probably not going to do this again. It was just not good, not a lot of fun. But I did get some stuff done. So I made the hand, so each person, I made like the dealer, the hand, and the player, and then I just did some testing to make sure they all work, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so so the hand was really just an empty array. But it needed certain prototypes on it, that's why I made it an object, or it needed certain functions that you could use on it, so that's why I made it an object. I wanted functions you could only use for hand. So that's why I did that. I'm not even sure if that makes sense, but that's why I did it. So I was having some issues where the values were strings in the hand, and so I had to do this thing called parse int, and parse int turns a string into a integer if it's like an already integer. Alright, so I practiced making a actual player and it worked. I made like a new hand. Usually it'd just be new hand with nothing inside of it, but for now I did that. And yeah, we're getting along pretty fast here. I wouldn't be surprised if I finished this today. I'm recording this at 11 o'clock in the morning, so basically the morning. So I wouldn't be surprised if I finish this today, and if you're watching this, I'll probably be live on Twitch, right, like today. So if you're interested in watching me finish this off, I'm also going to be doing some web development stuff. I'm planning on having a really big day of coding today, because I have lots of time, so why not? So I get the get card and take card for for dealer. I have get card, so only the dealer is able to get cards from the deck. So I wanted to make sure I specified that. And the player is only allowed to take cards, and I'm gonna have a clear deck. I didn't add that in there. Like I said, I was pretty tired, but that would be pretty easy. Clear deck would just set your deck to an empty array. And if you've coded Blackjack before, one issue you might run into is like the deck. The deck is like what am I trying to say here? Like when you take cards off the top of the deck, and at the end of the round you have like a deck with like, let's say like 47 cards in it. If 5 cards are taken off the top, then there's just like multiple ways to like deal with that problem. One of the ways is to just make a new deck entirely, and one of the ways is to put the cards back into the deck. And for me, I think that get like the new, or just make an entirely new deck is way simpler. So for each like round of play, I'm just gonna have a new deck, so that makes that issue just way easier. So what am I doing here? Yeah, I was running into some issues with get card, but eventually it worked. Yeah, so eventually it was working. The dealer was getting the cards into his hand, so that's cool. Now all I have to do is really just add, so this is like a main part of the Blackjack game, and so I'm pretty proud that I was able to do that part, and especially in the time it took. I remember in my Java class, it's not like that class was super like hard, but it took us like weeks to finish the Blackjack thing, like 3 weeks, so it's crazy that when you actually try, it can only take like 2 days, or 3 days here. But you know what, maybe I run into some huge issues, you never know. Can't get ahead of myself. So what am I doing here? I really am just testing. I was like testing a lot. I'm really running into an issue where if I have like a hand, I have to say hand dot hand. Honestly, I'm just gonna roll with it and then go to like a code review site like Reddit where I'm gonna have someone review my code. But honestly, I'm just dealing with that. So like you're gonna see, I get confused here, and then eventually I add my dealer.dealerhand.hand. Yep, and then it works fine. My dealer.hand.hand. See, then I run into an issue where there's empty card. This is an issue that I have to deal with today. Is there's empty card arrays versus just the card object. So I didn't know what's up with that. It's kind of weird. Oh, I think it's because the splice returns an. Oh shoot! I just figured out the issue just watching the. I watch it along with the video when I do these voiceovers. It's because the splice returns an array of everything that you spliced. So I need to get it out of the array. Then it would just return a card object. All right, guys, that's that. So if you like the JavaScript stuff, it's actually kind of getting somewhere. The first couple of weeks were kind of boring, but now it's kind of like getting into like good content. So if you appreciated this, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Thanks for watching.